Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. Today we're going to test the production. What did I do with it? Where did I put it? The production, I put it back here. Newbie Drone V3 cockroach frame, which is in a, the plastic is completely different than the prototypes that we broke on a previous stream. And when Newbie Drone sent me these, in the note that they included, it laid down the challenge saying, basically, I bet you can't break them. I actually talked to Kelvin today, and he told me a little bit more about the material and the testing that they've done. He sent me a video of them just firing this thing at a wall real hard, and he said that they did that 50 times and they couldn't break it. This is not it. This is it. And this is it. Yeah, he said they threw it like full force at a wall 50 times and still couldn't break the frame. So I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to break it, but we're going to find out tonight. That's kind of the main thing that we're doing. So we're going to take this Hummingbird V3. We're also going to be testing the durability of the Hummingbird. we're going to take this out of the prototype frame here first, put it into the production frame, and then we're just going to bounce it off the walls. I'm not going to do the, just throw it with my hands at the wall thing. I'm just going to fly it hard. And in doing so, I typically break things. So, hey, I also found out that the carbon fiber brace for it is sold separately. It's not included with it. So yeah, that's why there was no carbon fiber brace in the box. I was questioning that the other day, because the prototypes came with the carbon fiber brace. But yeah, the carbon fiber brace is not for everybody. Basically, it's not for people that are going to crash hard. The carbon fiber brace is going to very solidly mount the motors so that during crashes, the motors are going to take a lot of abuse, and the little tiny 1mm motor shaft is going to take a lot of that abuse. And I've found that with how hard I fly and crash, the motor shafts end up bending pretty quickly when you use that carbon fiber brace. So in my opinion, don't use the carbon fiber brace with it, unless you're building some sort of like a cinematic or long range tiny whoop or something like that you're not going to crash hard. Awesome to have options, right? Like, it's really cool that you can use that brace with it, or you can not use it, which is pretty slick. I don't think anybody else has really done that. We're also going to, you guys are going to get to check out my mail bag. I'm a male, and I have a bag, and you'll get to check it out. Inside of my mail bag, unbelievably, are electric quad motors. It's very uncomfortable. We've got the Axis Cinematic 2004 3500 kV motors here. We are going to see if they are notchy or not notchy. Dog, what did I say about being down here? Go away. I don't want you to eat this squad tonight, buddy. I'm going to be flying it hard. I don't know. I'm still talking to the dog as if he understands English. And is that it? I think that's it. This is also a Q&A. This is also a Q&A live stream. So load the chat up over here with any and all questions that you've got, and we'll talk through them. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. CiottiFPV.com is the website where you can support me to get more of these awkward pauses. Patreon helps me out the absolute most, and you get the most benefits from it. There's an Etsy store where you can get shirts like this one, reminding you on those hard days to not give up, and reminding you of our OG mascot, the Clam Man, whose YouTube video got monetized, and so now you can't play it without getting copyright dings. There's a Fiverr page where you can work one-on-one with me, take advantage of somebody with almost 8 years of experience that's willing to share everything and anything that he's learned. There's an Etsy store with some really fun stuff that you can buy as well. This is on Teespring. There's a Teespring store where you can get this shirt and many more. And then there's a whole bunch of affiliate links. Every time you do an order on the internet, you should be using someone's affiliate links so that they can keep making cool stuff. I have a shitload of different affiliate links over at CiottiFPV.com. GetFPV, WeBleed. There's just a whole bunch. You're going to love it. Amazon. I know you're ordering stuff on Amazon. Hit my affiliate link before you check out, and I'll get a little percentage. So yeah, that's how it works, yo. That's how you support the Gangly Gangle in all the gangly ways. In the chat, FPV Super Trucker was first. Ramdonko was next. Curtis Hayes, Northern Tier, FPV Flyer, Ramdonko again. Riot 9, Hockey Rounds, Douglas Otwell, Safe Zone FPV, Rock Crawler, Gusto, Beefcake 85. That's a name right there. Brandon Woodford, CMYK FPV, Riot 9, FP Avery, CB FPV, Ramdonko, Low Roll and Groove, FPV, FPJV. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Hope you've been okay. Tongue Out FPV, Ramdonko, Brandon Woodford. Trying to get through all the duplicates now. Mr. Huggy, Mick Mucus, Flush FPV, and Iric Grep Boy Toft. What's up, friends? 661 FPV as well. If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do it right, It'll light up an orange. For me and me alone, you won't know. Rockcrawler says, hello! Brandon Woodford says, hello, everyone in the Gangly Man himself. CMYK says, yo, what's up, Gangly Gang? Ram Dago says, happy Wednesday. Brandon Woodford says, did they launch it at the wall with the frame built or just the bare frame? Totally built. Yeah, completely built. Kelvin said they broke motors and the AIO before the frame let go. They were throwing it hard. He sent me a video. They were throwing it full force. That is how Tommy also used to test a lot of his frames. I don't, I've talked in the past about how I don't necessarily agree with. It's a very easy way to put a bunch of stress into a frame. All right, like that's for sure. But I would much rather fly it really hard to get crash data. Unfortunately, although I mean, if you have it, a lot of times when you just throw a frame at a wall, it's not fully built. In this case, it was fully built, which kind of changes things a little bit. I don't know. When you throw something at a wall, though, a lot of times it spins on its axis like this, like it kind of flat spins, right? Because you throw it like this or like that, right? So it comes in like that. And I've always worried that is not the best way. That's just, we don't hit solid objects like that. We don't hit them with rotation usually like this. We hit them with the nose down usually. So I personally, I would rather fly it hard and put it into real crashes. But with a tiny whoop frame, it is relatively symmetrical, and so the force is coming in these two directions. So I think maybe with a tiny whoop frame that might be a little bit more logical of a way to put abuse into it. With how hard they were throwing it, I'm just kind of okay, I'm probably not going to be able to break this damn thing. But yeah, we'll see. I always wonder if crash testing like that, or stress testing like that, will pan out in the real world, and we're gonna find out. But like I said, good Lord, they were really firing at the wall. So I think we're gonna be okay. My main question is gonna be, will we have to lower the PIDs? So the Meteor 65 airframe, it seems to be pretty durable, although I've been hearing from a bunch of people that are breaking them. This is not quite as light as that frame, which I like, because the Meteor 65 airframe has issues with resonance potentially from it being so light. So I'm super interested if I'm going to have to lower the PIDs or raise the filters with this frame, because I don't necessarily know if the Meteor 65 airframe is in the sweet spot yet. I would rather have a frame where you didn't have to, where it had a little bit more vibration resistance, so that you didn't have to crank the PIDs down and the filters up as much, but it was also light and durable. So I think maybe if the OG Meteor 60 frame is here, the Meteor 65 airframe is kind of all the way down here, and that's both in terms of weight and durability and vibration resistance. I'm hoping that this frame is right in the middle. In terms of weight, it is. It weighs right in the middle of those two frames. In terms of vibration resistance and durability, I hope it's infinitely durable. It seems like it might be. And then yeah, we'll find out soon enough on the on how it deals with vibes coming from the motors. So let's get it built. CiottiFPV says 3D print an AIO and a camera to simulate the weight to throw. That's actually a really good idea. You could even 3D print the AIO and the camera heavier, and really load it down to really stress test it. So here are 6 batteries fresh off the charger. I'm gonna get 6 more on there because I really want to fly this thing tonight. I want to put a whole bunch of batteries through it and see what happens. because again, we're also testing this Hummingbird V3 AIO with the changed firmware and gate timing, which hopefully has made this AIO bulletproof. The first one that Newbie Drone sent me with Blue Jay 0.2, which is known to have problems, did not survive. And so, yeah, I want to make sure that this one does survive in here. So let's swap it over and we can start abusing it once that's done. Let me move the chat real quick so I can see it from the bench. And cool, there we go. It's time. So yeah, we just need to remove a whole bunch of screws. This is how you swap a frame, my friends. You remove, well, hold on, don't do that first. Disconnect the motors first. And Calvin was telling me about another product that they had, and I forgot to ask him if I can mention it on the stream. I'm actually going to ask him. Oh, that was nasty. I pulled a little too hard on that. Hold on. Let me ask him real quick. Come on. Facebook, really? Get your shit together. Come on. Oh man, it's bad. Bad software. Bad. I guess it's not software. Bad website. Bad. Here we go. Can I talk? All right, cool. First step, jack up your quad. All right. And I hope I didn't yank one of those wires off. So yeah, unplug the motors first. That way you'll be able to get the AIO out of the frame. With the goober canopy, you need to remove the side screws and the rear screw first. I recommend that if you're going to run a goober canopy, you run a longer rear screw to make sure that you don't rip the post right out of the frame. The goober canopy is really strong, but it's kind of too strong, and it can put a little bit of extra stress on your frame. So the longer screw is going to really kind of solve that problem of breaking the rear posts. So do it, or else. Okay, let's just push this up and off of the grommets. All right, good deal. And there it is. All right, so now we got to grab the... No, let's just bolt this down. What the hell? I love there's just a huge hole in the back of the Meteor 65 frame to pass the battery lead through. Makes life really simple when you're assembling in these frames. Okay, there we go. All right. The other kind of cool thing about the Cockroach V3 frame is there are posts on the bottom here that you can actually use. You can mount something that's 25 by 25 to the bottom here. If it's going to be a full board, you would need to cut off the battery tray here. But like if you were going to do a walk snail build, you could remove so you could either flip the AIO upside down, or you could remove the USB and motor plugs and direct solder the motors and then figure something out for the USB. And then you could mount up the HD board to the bottom here, or you could even put the AIO on the bottom and then put the other board on the top, and you could build like some kind of a crazy pusher configuration. Kind of neat that they've done that. And then the little nubs here, same nubs that are on the top that the grommets slide on. These nubs also are what holds the battery in the tray. I'll show you guys that in a little bit here. So let's get this bolted down to the production frame real quick here. All right. So Front screw always goes in first because it's obscured by the canopy. And then you're going to put the sides and the rear on. When you're doing this, just make sure none of the wires are getting pinched. Make sure the wires are, you can move the wires around a little bit as you're putting this thing down. If you can move the wires, that means basically that they're not pinched. That's kind of like the easy test to do. So we're going to use the regular screws on the side here. And then we're going to use the longer screw in the rear. If your screwdriver is magnetic, it makes it a lot easier. If you want to make your screwdriver magnetic, you've got a whole bunch of motors that have magnetic fields on the outside of them. Just stick your screwdriver to the side of one of your biggest motor, leave it overnight, and Christ, you don't even have to leave it overnight. It'll do it pretty much instantly, but feels good to leave it overnight. That's what she said. All right, 2 side screws are in. Riot9 says, "Is their note handy? Want to check their wording?" LOL. I showed it on yesterday, not yesterday. On what's today? Wednesday? On Monday's stream, I showed it. And then here is the longer screw that I'm hoping Newbie Drone will source and start putting into their bind and flies. Anything that uses a goober canopy, I think, should have a longer screw in the rear here. This is a Happy Model screw from their like Mobula 7 HD, I believe. Although I think any Happy Model HD rigs that have that second board, I think they use these screws. You can get a pack of these screws from RDQ, or you can just figure out what these are. These might be M1.2 screws. They have to have like a big head on the screw though to not fall through the canopy. So I don't know. I would just do an RDQ order and just throw these in. Definitely don't just order these and pay for shipping on a pack of screws. That's kind of silly. Right. So last thing I do with the canopy is just hold the canopy sideways like this and look at how high the side of the goober canopy is sitting. You want to tighten these screws up, but you don't want them too tight, and you want them to be somewhat even, left to right. And just holding it up like this and just sort of eyeballing it is going to show you which side of the canopy has not been screwed in quite enough. So yep, that's looking pretty good. And then you can do the same thing in the rear. Although the rear, I usually like really screw tight to make sure that the screw goes as far down through the post as possible for a little bit of extra strength. So there it is. That's how you swap your AIO and canopy over. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Yeah, right. I might be able to find that note. I don't remember what I did with it. Should be here somewhere though. So these are the Newbie Drone 0702 29,000 kV motors. These motors are going to come with shortened screws. You want to hold on to those. It's really important that you hang on to them. There is a PDB right above the screw holes on these motors, and unlike the Tiny Whoop and We Bleed and Happy Model motors, that PDB does not have holes drilled in it. And because of that, if you run screws that are too long, you will drive those screws up into that PDB, and you can actually crack the PDB. That's what I did, and amazingly, the motors still seem to work totally fine. But yeah, don't do that. There's no reason to go down that same road as I have. So yeah, run the screws that it comes with. I think that the frame also comes with a set of shortened screws, because let me actually check that. Let me check the length of the screws that come with the frame. Since they did just send me this production frame, I've got a pack of these screws handy. So yeah, I think these are the short ones. Let's just double check. So these are the screws that came with the 702s. Yep. Yep, same length. Okay, cool. So yeah, the screws that this production Cockroach V3 frame comes with are gonna work with the 702 motors. So that's awesome. So yeah, basically when you buy one of these Cockroach V3 frames, no matter what, use the screws that it comes with. If you're putting newbie drone motors on it, that's great. If you're putting other motors on it, that's fine too. These screws are gonna work. Because this frame is set up to work with the carbon fiber brace, the plastic in the motor base here is really, really thin, which is why they're including the shorter screws for you. So just use them. Even on a regular motor, it's going to give you plenty of thread engagement on the stator base, just like it does on the newbie drone motors. And then yeah, just try to keep these screws straight in your toolbox. You know, use like a 5-inch prop bag to keep any extra of these frames, and then throw the screws in there with it so that you don't get them mixed up. Because you do not want to use these screws on any other frame, because they won't engage the stator base enough, and you could very easily strip out the stator base. All right, I'm trying to remove these motors one by one so that I don't have to go back into Betaflight. They'll be spinning the right direction. CMYK is dropping an Amazon link to a magnetizer. I've got this one here, made by Weha, which seems to work pretty good. The magnetized side works just like a quad motor does. The demagnetized side kind of works, not really though. It's really difficult to demagnetize stuff, and so yeah, it slightly demagnetizes it. It doesn't like get it all the way, which is kind of annoying. But hey, apparently for like a proper demagnetizer, you gotta pay. And who wants to do that? Who wants to pay a bunch of money for something? Yeah, definitely don't get it near any micro SD cards. Good call, RT. All right, CMYK also dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. This is a Q&A stream. Fill up the chat with those questions. Make sure you tag me so that I read them, and we will talk through them. All right, so this is... So the other kind of cool thing about these newbie drone 702s is they actually have their ball bearing motors. It's very rare for any of these tiny whoop motors to use ball bearings. And these little guys do, which is pretty slick. So that should make them a little bit more efficient. No clue what that will do for durability. Could be good, could be bad. But yeah, should make them a little bit more efficient. All the other 702 and 802 tiny whoop motors just use metal bushings, which seem to work surprisingly well. Like I remember when they first came out, I was like, what is this Mickey Mouse shit? Metal bushings, what? But then after running them for a while, you kind of forgot about it, and that's, you know, it's a good thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that more manufacturers have not moved over to the ball bearings. My guess is that they're trying to keep the price as low as possible, right? Because it's tiny whoop stuff, and it's kind of like, well, they work. You know, the metal bushings work, and they're gonna be cheaper than ball bearings. So let's just stick with them. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe not, but maybe. Okay, third motor getting swapped over. RT McKinney says, did you order those Vulcan motors yet? I did not. I don't actually know if I'm gonna order them, to be honest. They're not high enough KV. Like really, if a motor's not like 30,000 kV and up, I my entire review is going to be, hey, the motor works, but it doesn't make enough power. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to order those motors, to be honest. I would be more interested in ordering those batteries just for the cool label. Um, hey, I also asked Kelvin today. I said, "Yo, any plans for a Nitro Nectar Gold battery with an A30 connector on it?" Um, that would be pretty cool because then we would have four different motor options. We would have the Tattoo BT 2.0s, the Weebleed BT 2.0s, and the Tiny Whoop BT 2.0s. I mean, in fairness, I'm pretty sure they're all made by Jen's Ace, which is Tattoo. And I'm pretty sure that they're all exactly the same thing. But hey, they've got different labels on them, and that's kind of cool because, you know, and if somebody's sold out, then you can order it from somebody else. Or if you're already doing an order on Newbie Drone and you need a couple more batteries, you can just throw them in and get free shipping and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, really good quality batteries from a bunch of different places is only possibly a good thing. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks, Right Nine. Kelvin is like my main point of contact over at Newbie Drone. Sorry. I just assume everyone knows that because I talk about it. I talk about Kelvin a good amount on here. I name drop him a good amount. Right. So last motor coming off, and I'm actually going to trash this prototype frame because yeah, I mean it's the wrong material. And it's actually already cracked from some previous testing I was doing with the... nah, you know what? I'll hold on to it. For nostalgia. For nostalgia. I'll hold on to it. Oh boy, the end of this propeller is just wrecked. Hold on, let me straighten this out a little bit. Jeez. That's better. It was just that one... No, this blade is just as bad. Tiny Whoop propellers take interesting damage because they hit the duct. It's kind of cool to see how they fold up. Curtis Hayes says just ordered Meteor 65 farts. Just ordered Meteor 65 parts, but can't find a screw/hardware kit. Why don't you order a couple of stickers for me and I'll send you what you need. You could do that, or I know somebody sells them. I can't think of who it is at the moment. But yeah, I do have like extra. I do have plenty of Tiny Whoop hardware. So if you have any interest in a sticker or two, or a McStinky mount, or a set of 9x15 LED race wires, or I've got 6 Emax 300 mAh batteries that are the fat shape for 75mm builds for sale, or anything on Etsy. Yeah, I will throw in whatever Tiny Whoop hardware that you need. So a couple different options there for it. I wish I remembered. I'm almost certain that Newbie Drone sells a Tiny Whoop hardware kit. I would be absolutely shocked to find out that they didn't. I'm willing to bet that Weebleed also sells one, but don't quote me on that one. I'm less sure of that. I'm 99% sure that Newbie Drone sells a hardware kit. So there's a whole bunch of different options for you, my friend. All right, plugging in these motors, and then we're pretty much good to go. We can start whooping on this frame to see how it does. First things first, though, is we're gonna see how the tune is and if it gets all angry, because like I was showing yesterday on the stream, this frame is a little bit less, a little bit more flexible than the prototype frame. To be expected. This plastic, you know, when plastic gets stiffer, it gets more brittle. And one of the things that you can do to keep plastic from breaking is to make it a little bit more malleable. And so, you know, the type of plastic that's used on these frames is actually really important. Arguably, it's just as, maybe even more important than the frame design, the actual design of the frame. But you could argue that till the cows came home. I don't need this screwdriver to be out. Let's put that away. All right, so there we go. There's the Hummingbird V3. Let's get a weight so that you know how much mass is slamming down on this thing. Ramdago says, are those spacers on the feet? They're not spacers. They're these excellent little foam pads. They used to have round foam pads that covered the whole foot, but this Cockroach V3 has a different foot shape here. So yeah, the frame ships with a nice little sheet of foam fetuses, which is pretty cool because it just makes it kind of stop when it hits the ground, which is just funny. It just makes me laugh every time. Because every tiny move I've ever had, when you crash it like that, you skid it across the countertop. So this particular build is 19.4 grams. This is the Newbie Drone Cockroach V3 frame, the Hummingbird V3 AIO. Well, let me put it this way. This is a Hummingbird V3 bind and fly. So that covers the antennas, the canopy, the camera, the AIO. And then I have swapped on BT 2.0, the Newbie Drone 0702 29,000 kV motors, Gemfan biblade props, and the Cockroach V3 frame. So this is like a halfway upgraded, it's probably a 3/4 of the way upgraded Hummingbird V3. Cool. Let's beat up on it and see how it does. Analog goggles going on my big dumb head. Oh, we got to do mailbag here in a little bit. I've got a GetFPV box that. So we'll fly a few batteries and then we'll take a little break to do mailbag. And during mailbag, we're going to check out these Axis 2004s. But let's dive in here. That's the wrong module. Let's get that sorted here. There's the right module. All right, good to go there. And let me just do one more thing here real quick. Okay, battery, and there we have it. Actually, this is the wrong module. I need the ELRS 3.0 module. Which is this one. This little Naminmo. Alright. So, let's see how it does. BT 2.0 in here. Oh, I wanted to show you guys the way that the batteries are held in. So these little nubs here are what holds the bottom of the battery. See it? So the nub kind of pushes into the battery a little bit, and that's how it gets held in there. So that goes like that. And like, so it leaves a little mark on the battery, but I mean, like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect anything. See it? So if you were going to mount something on the bottom of this, you would need to put the battery differently. The battery wouldn't work like this. You can kind of see there's a little mark in the label of the battery. I don't know. I don't really have too strong of an opinion on it. Like, on one hand, I don't love a little tiny circle mark being put on my batteries, but good Lord, who cares? So yeah, it's kind of like, whatever, just chill. Some people are very upset about that battery mounting method on Facebook groups. I'm sure they fly loads and loads of batteries. This is my sarcastic voice. Metal Dirtson says, does that AO have LEDs on it? I missed it somehow. It does indeed. It has 4 LEDs on the corners, and they're addressable, and it looks amazing. One of my favorite things about Newbie Drones boards is they always load them up with LEDs that are addressable. It's so cool. Ramdanko says, there may be a link in CiottiFPV's second from last live stream of a very light whoop. Thoughts welcome. The really light whoops I'm not super into. They really sacrifice durability, which I'm not into. So here we go. Hummingbird V3, pretty upgraded. Let's see if there's a doggy up here. So since this thing has a little bit less power, 29,000 kV versus what I'm used to, which is 32, it flies really predictably. It doesn't have the explosive insanity that the Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoops have, which is kind of nice. I enjoy flying this thing. It feels really smooth. Oh, I can't believe I just said smooth. And it still has enough power, Oh boy, well, here we go. Uh-oh. Did I kill a motor? What? That front left motor is not... Oh, don't. No, not on the first crash. Come on now. Buddy. Doggy. Be cool. Do not eat, doggy. Do not eat. Let's see what's going on here. Well, now it's fine. Nope, it's not fine. So hey, I did not have to change the tune. And that's pretty awesome. But the left front motor is not loving life. Let's cycle the power. And yeah, that left front motor I think is the one that when I was unplugging I kind of pulled a little bit hard on, and what I'm noticing is that the PDB is very wobbly on there, so I think I might have cracked the PDB when that happened. Hold on. Arr. Let's see what's happening here. I sure did. Oh, man. So the PDB was already cracked from me viciously driving screws that were too long into it. Oh, man. And I just finished it off when I was unplugging it. God damn it. Well, let's try it again, just for the sake of argument. Nope, it's wrecked. Fuck. Oh, man, and I can't really blame anybody for that other than myself. What should we do here? So the options are I can put the Hummingbird 802 25,000s on it, and that'll at least allow us to test the frame durability as planned. I don't have any other motors with the Newbie Drone specific plugs on them. So, and to solder those plugs on is going to take some time. So, wait a second. Maybe I do. Don't I have that set of 30,000 kV? Hold on. I might have a set of 0802 30,000 kV motors with the Newbie Drone plugs already soldered onto them. Let me take a quick look. Hold on. So, no, that ain't it. What about this? Is this it? Hang on. Well, here are the Hummingbird motors. So that's a definite option. But let me see what else I got. I would love to put a higher than 25,000 kV motor on it because I want it to fly good. I also want it to fly like hard. Like I want it to hit hard, and be able to do big stuff and come down from great heights. Nope, that ain't it. What about this? That's not it either. Okay, hold on. Where is the... so those are 702s, those are 702s, those are 702s. All right, let me check down here. Hi, doggy. Hi. 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 You got to beat the doggies. That's the key. The key to pet ownership. Beat your pets. Don't beat your pets. Unless you're me, then beat them. Definitely don't beat your pets. Unless they deserve it, then beat them to the white meat. Nope, these are not the right plugs. Not the right plugs. We've got... No, not the right plugs. All right, hold on. Let me check in here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where have I been putting motors? Here they are. Well, maybe. I mean, here's the box with motors in it. Let's see. All right, so they're not in here. Oh, I know where they'll be. I know where they'll be. Yeah, they're not going to be in here. All right, they're not in here. So they are going to be... I'll be back in a second, friends. I swear to God. There's the hex motors. That's not it. Here we go. 802 30,000s. And it feels like it's heavy. And that's because they're in there. Hell yes. Doggy, please. Bad boy. Bad. Bad, bad. Get out of here. Oh, God, doggo. Okay. Stop it. Get out of here. Back up off me. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put these... Oh, stop it. This is going to be fat. This rig is going to be a fatty, fat. But it's going to be okay. So these are a set of the old school full can heavy Tiny Whoop 0802s that are 30,000 kV. This was the first like mega kV motor that we got, which kind of, yeah, changed everything. So we are going to go with these guys. Get out of there. Damn, I just... Okay, let me move the chat back over. And... Okay. Beltran Garcia says, are peak screws for motors worth it? Do they break often? It depends on how hard you crash. They've been okay for me on a really lightweight build. It also depends on your build. They're not super expensive, so I would snag a set. I would only run them. I would only recommend that you run the peak screws on the 2 inside screw positions. On the outside screw position, leave a metal screw, because that outside screw position is where all the abuse comes from. So yeah, on one of my builds, I'm running the peak screws on all 8 total of these inner screw locations, and it's been completely fine. That build is very light, though. If you've got a heavy build, that's going to put a lot more stress. I do crash pretty hard and often, though, so yeah. Ramdongo says, can I have some 1002 14,000 kV motors? They look pretty. They look pretty, maybe for a 45mm prop bumper basher. You can have whatever you want, my friend. Order all the things. This... Alright, so hold on. I gotta figure out which one is blown up. Okay, this... Yeah, you can really tell. Like, this one's fine. I think it's this one that's broke. Yeah, that's very broken. That's very, very obvious. Yeah, that happened when I pulled up on it. It just torqued the PDB. Let me take that motor off first and throw it in the bin. Alright, so yeah, it's this one. That's a shame, man. That was just me rushing. That's super annoying. Yeah, you can see. It's very obvious. So it's also kind of because I used the wrong screw. So there's a in the all of these new motors, right? They have this PDB that you can see here. And they've had to do this so that there are solder joints for these wires to come off of, right? So the PDB sits right above the stator base here. And on the Happy model motors, they've drilled holes in the PDB so that you can run screws that are longer than the thickness of the stator base and it won't hit. But you can kind of see here that the newbie drone board does not have holes going all the way through the PDB. And so, like a dummy, and when you buy these motors, they give you shorter screws, but like, I just didn't think about it, and so I ran longer screws that are too long, and they cracked the PDB in all 3 of these spots. And then somehow the motors kept working, but then, so the PDB is cracked here and here, right? And so then when I pulled up on this a minute ago, it just found that weak point and that I created from breaking it, and you can pretty easily see that the PDB is now flexing because it's cracked like all the way through. Here. This is what I did. I accidentally pulled too hard, and now you see it moving, see it flexing. There you go. Now you can really see it. That ain't good. So, yeah, I broke that. And that is annoying. But that's how it goes sometimes, yo. Sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you. Hey! Calvin just got back to me. What just vibrated? Oh, that was the transmitter. Alright, let me just turn that off real quick. There we go. Alright, cool. Kelvin's getting back to me on some stuff. So, alright. And I am going to have to put this into Betaflight. So let's just do this motor swap all sure. Okay. There we go. Okay, all those motors are unplugged. Now we just need to, oh wait, shit. There we go. Here we are. And we're back. Hello?
Have you been waiting for an orange package?
No. What is it?
From orangeconnects.com.
Maybe. Maybe. Is it addressed to me?
Yeah.
Ooh, then I'm definitely waiting for it. Here, throw it. Oh! 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 She threw it at my face, guys. She tried to poke out my eye.
On purpose.
What is this? Orange Connex. Mailbag! Yo, check out my mail bag, friends. Something reserved typically only for Maggie. This, I hope, is something that I need. I ordered some stuff off of eBay like 2 weeks ago, and none of it has showed up. And I was kind of wondering what the hell was going on. Let's see what this be. Oh, awesome! Kelvin is gonna hook a brother up with a 702 29000. Very, very cool. Hey, this is something that I've needed. This is the oh so hard to find DJI smart controller specific charger. DJI forces you to use, I've tried 6 or 7 different USB chargers to get the smart controller to charge at full speed, so that you can leave it plugged into power and it will not drain its own internal battery. And none of them have been able to do it. They put something in this that tells the smart charger, hey, charge at full speed now that we've made the person spend money with us rather than anyone else. Very, very, very frustrating. This is the kind of shit that DJI does that makes everybody hate them. This is why everyone hates DJI. There are plenty of other things, but this is a great example of that company being assholes. Sorry, they make some great stuff, but then they do some really shitty stuff. And so, yeah, if you ever wondered why so many people hate on DJI, this is a great example of that. This cost me like $50 or $60, which is just absolutely absurd. And they won't even sell it. Like, I had to get this off of eBay. You cannot buy this. Search the internet and Reddit for DJI Smart Controller Charger, and you will find shitloads of people that have lost theirs, or they bought the smart controller used and it didn't come with it, like me, who have had no luck contacting DJI multiple times to try to buy one of these damn things. Awful customer service, awful, like, just business decisions to force people to use your specific charger. Like, you can talk shit on Apple all you want for forcing us all to use the lightning connector. At least you could hook the lightning cable up to a standard charger, right? Like, this super annoying. And this has almost screwed me on 2 gigs because I didn't have this, and I had chargers that had plenty of amperage for the damn thing, and it just wouldn't work because it wasn't specifically made by DJI. Assholes, man. Total dick move on their part. But, you know, I guess we should be used to it. So that's awesome. This must have come from overseas. No, it came from Kentucky. Why did it take so long to get here? Beautiful. The other part of mailbag is a box from GetFPV. I got a backup QAVS bottom plate. The top plate is unfortunately out of stock. I'm afraid that it's never going to come back in stock. I was waiting for it to come back in stock to do a Get FPV order, but it's been like a month. So I have a feeling that the QAVS, the old school QAVS, the Freybot one, I have a feeling that I'm never going to be able to get another one of the top plates that mounts the motors to it. But technically, if I'm going to break one of the plates, it should be the bottom plate. So I said to hell with it and snagged one. So got that, which is nice. I got a couple of extra sets of 1.2-inch Tiny Whoop propellers, which I've I've badly needed. So that is very exciting, for me at least. Ooh, that's horrifying. I'm actually going to get rid... Now that I have a bunch of these, I am going to throw away some of these other Tiny Whoop props that are like super beat to hell that I've been hanging on to. No, I'm not. I'm too much of a hoarder. I'm not throwing shit away, bro. Keep it all. Might need it someday. I gotta get better about throwing stuff away. I'm not that bad, but I don't need to get better. I want to get better. I got one Brother Hobby 2004 3150 kV green motor, which I believe is the same as their VY silver ones. I don't know why. I'm taking the... I guess I got this so that I could get that rig back up in the air if these cinematic Axis 2004s don't work out. I have been meaning to get one of these just to see. So Brother Hobby had a line of silver 2004s called VY that were super lightweight. They discontinued those, and then they started making this green and gold one, which looks like it has all the same specs. So yeah, I snagged one, and it's actually better than those. It's got a screw on the bottom of the bell, so it makes it easier to pull the bell off. I really like that. Same size, same KV. They look exactly the same, and they feel exactly the same when I spin in my hand. So that's great. It does not come with titanium hardware. Those VY motors came with titanium M2 screws, which was really cool. This one does not. Which, you know, is what it is. But hey, technically, if I wanted to put that back up in the air, because one of the motors on that is kind of rough, I could just swap this on. But instead, what's in the rest of this box is probably what's going to go onto that thing. Shout out to Danzilla the Wonderful for sponsoring this motor purchase right here. I think he wanted to know if these motors were good, and I'm sure he realized that there were other people that would want to know. So very cool of him. Thank you, Danzilla. So these are the Axis Flying 2004 3500 kV motors, and the big question is, are they notchy like the Axis Cinematic 1504s, which I just have not put on anything yet because I'm afraid of them being so notchy, or do they run smooth like a cinematic motor should? When I say notchy, you can also swap in the word coggy, and I'm going to talk about that more in just a second. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, okay, I see. You're gonna fight me. Huh? Okay. You're gonna lose. There we go. Alright, so 2004 3500 kV. This is my preferred motor size and kV for Cinewhoops to keep them nice and light. This, oh, that's cinematic, baby. Wow, that feels just like the Brother Hobby VY, actually. Hold on. One of the things I really like about these Axis motors is the KV. 3500 kV is a much better number for 4S. These Brother Hobbies and the ones that are on there are 3150 kV, which is just barely enough, but I always want to have a little bit extra. These feel every bit as smooth as the Brother Hobby. I'm trying to figure out how to hold these both. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good stuff right there. I don't feel any difference. Are these made by Brother Hobby? No, they're not. Well, no, they're not. Well, no, they're not. Magnets look like they're a little bit bigger. What do they weigh? Hold on. Let's. I got to compare the length of the wire leads, because otherwise weighing them is a waste of time. Because the motor wires are pretty heavy, all things considered, especially because there's 3 of the damn things. So motor wire lengths, I should say, look like they're damn near identical. Not quite identical. I'm going to cut them so that they are identical, though. So I'm cutting the Brother Hobby wires down a little bit. So now the wire leads are the exact same length, so this is a totally fair fight. So if you're going to build a CineWhoop, it should be a CineSplorer. That is the best of the CineWhoop frames that are available. Or a Tooth Fairy 2. That would work as well. It's just a nightmare to work on in comparison. And I really do think you should kind of build it with a 2004. I do have my DJI CineSplorer, which is on 2104s from FPV Cycle, which I love. Those are great motors. But I don't know if you can get them in the 3500 kV variant that Bob made for us anymore. And the other KVs are just too low. So the Brother Hobby motor that looks and feels just like the VY is 16.6 grams with full motor wires. And now the Axis Cinematic 2004. Axis actually has 2 different 2004s. I prefer the cinematic ones so far. So 16.6 grams for the Brother Hobby. Axis, good God, 18.6. What the hell? So this is why I've been running these Brother Hobby motors for so long, because they are so much lighter than all of the other 2004s. Wow, 18.6. That's heavy as hell. Why? Why are they so much heavier? The stator base is significantly thicker. The bell of both motors look identical. It's a 2-piece bell, which is fine. These are not bashy motors. The spoke design, there are more spokes on the Axis motor, so it should be stronger, but you're never going to really know that. Because it's a tiny whoop. It's a CineWhoop, rather. Ooh, that might be a difference. There might be a 3mm motor shaft in this, and this is only a 2mm motor shaft. Hold on. Let me take a quick look at the motor shaft here. So, yeah, okay. Well, that's kind of a big deal. The Axis has a 3mm motor shaft. I don't think the Brother Hobby motor does, but I'm gonna confirm that for you beautiful people, because I also want to know too. It looks like it from the top, but you can't be totally sure without. I mean, there's an easy way to be totally sure, and that's just to remove the screw that holds the bell on. So let's do that real quick, because I gotta know. I gotta know, man. Even though, you know, these are cinematic motors, they're on a CineWhoop, they're probably not going to get crashed. I'm always going to feel more comfortable with a motor that's on a 3mm motor shaft. So let's take a look. This Axis bottom screw was held on by a bunch of Loctite. I was able to loosen it a little bit, tighten it back up, loosen it a little bit more, tighten it back up, loosen it a little bit more. I would not just go in and crank on it. You might break the screw. Maybe not, but yeah, be careful with that. And yeah, it just looks like it's got a little bit extra Loctite on there. The safer way to do it. Well, I'm about to show you the safer way of doing it because this Brother Hobby screw is absolutely buried, and it's not even going to budge. So you fire up your soldering iron. You clean the tip real nice. I actually have to wait for it to come up to temperature to clean this tip. It's disgusting. And what you're going to do is you're just going to touch the tip of your soldering iron to this screw down here and just hold it there for a while and just let it transfer heat into that screw. And then that's going to soften up the Loctite. So clean the tip real good. You don't want to wipe any solder in there. And just put it on in there. And just be as patient as you possibly can. I like to move it around a little bit. And yeah. I'm very backed up on chat. Let me get caught up here. Freeloader says, oh no, we got that. Beefcake says, damn dude, I feel your pain. Mudderson says, you remember those Flash Hobby 2004s from FPV Crate? They were crazy smooth, but seem about as durable as cheddar cheese. Yeah, cheap motors tend to not be super durable. Mudderson says, everybody loves it when the mailbag shoots off unexpectedly. And I'm somewhat caught up here. Chick with a stick needs more throttle resolution in the middle. That's easy. Just use Throttle Expo. Whoa, okay. That got really hot. Be careful. It's going to transfer heat like all up in this thing. Yikes. Wow, that really transferred the heat, but now the screw very easily comes out. Okay, so here we have it. That is definitely a 2mm motor shaft, and this is definitely a 3mm motor shaft. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's obvious. That is obvious. One of the easy ways to check it is to take something that's like a thickness close to what you're trying to check and just hold it up right next to it, right? So this is an M2 driver, and when I hold it next to the motor shaft of the Brother Hobby, it's just slightly smaller. When I hold it up to the axis, well, hold on. I might be wrong here. Oh God, come on. Drop the fucking 5X loop. Let's do it with an M2.5. That'll get even closer to the size, make it even easier. So M2.5, when I hold it up here, okay, it's basically the same size. When I hold it up here, it is, so that's the inner race of the bearing. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to remove the bells. That will be the surefire way to test. All right, so there's the axis bell. Here comes the Brother Hobby. Oh, it does not want to come off of there. So sometimes you got to just kind of push these bells off a little bit. It's kind of annoying, but you'll get it. Ah! Come on. Hold on. Jeez. All right, let's put this in here. And then it's hard when these bells don't want to come off. It's hard to get them off. Easiest thing to do is bolt them down to an arm. But ain't nobody got time for that. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to bolt it down to an arm. All right, hold up. I should have a. We're gonna use the Grinderino. We're gonna bolt this thing down to a Grinderino arm real quick here, and that'll make it really easy to pop the centerpiece off. Are these long enough? Nope, not quite. Where did the Grinderino screws go? Here they are. Well, this turned into a whole fucking thing. Jeez. Okay. I'm just gonna use 2. And all right, here and there. I just wanted to really quickly take a look at the thing, at the motor shaft. Come on, there we go. Oh, come on now. Everything is trying to get me. Get in there. Go. Get in there. Go. Come on. Thread in, man. What are you waiting for? There it is. All right, cool. So now we can. Oh, that ain't the right thing. This is the right one. Now we can just smack this. Wow, that's really holding on. Nope, nope, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's fine. Okay. Yikes. The whole thing. Okay, so... Nope, they're both... I guess they're both 2 mil. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of differences between these two. All kinds of differences. All right, well, we might as well dive in. I mean, we're here. We have them both opened. Man, a 2 gram. So 2 gram is not a lot all up weight wise, but it is a lot end of the arms wise. You want your Cinewhoop to not have bad flight behaviors, prop wash and stuff like that. And same as freestyle rigs, removing weight from the ends of the arms does make a difference with that. What also makes a difference, though, is having more power. And these Axis cinematic motors are going to have significantly more power because they have significantly more KV. So that will probably make up for the weight difference. I really wish I could get the Brother Hobby motor at 3500 kV, you know what I mean? But the Brother Hobby motor, the VY had problems with the motor shaft getting loose in the bell. And so if the Axis motor does not have that problem, then it's well worth the extra 2 grams. So the Axis motor has a washer on the top of the bell, which we've seen from a lot of motors. Tell me that there's also an O-ring. Is that an O-ring in there? There is. Oh my god, they've got the O-ring and washer set up. Shit! That washer just went flying. I have to find it, because I don't have any extra... Oh, you fuck! Of those washers. Jesus. All right, hang on. Hang on. Nobody move. Everybody stay still. Everybody stay very still. Oh man, it's a small fucking washer too. All right. Hang on. It's not on my pants. It's not on my shirt. Is it on the chair? I don't think it's on the chair. God damn it. Okay, so it's on the floor. Not great. All right. I have to There's no two ways about it. I just have to find it. God damn it. Oh boy. Get carpeting. It'll be fine. This is like a tight knit carpeting though, so it should just be sitting right on top. It's just a matter of figuring out a way to look right at it. Oh man, this sucks. Hold on, I'm gonna run double flashlights here. Double flashlight life to try to find these damn thing. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't need double flashlights. My phone flashlight is 1,000 times brighter. Well, this is super annoying. Hold on, let me check the chair one more time just to be totally sure. Because it looked like it bounced off my pant leg and went into like the middle part. No, it's not. It's not there. Unless it's off on the side. Oh man, this sucks, dude. This is absolutely the worst. Okay. I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to not like, I don't want to push it down into the carpet, because then I'll never find it. Oh, come on, man. Are you kidding me? And I only ordered 4 of the damn things? Ugh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. If I haven't found it already. I mean, it's silver. So, like, if I was going to find it, I feel like I would have already seen it. Which kind of means that, like, it just fired off into Never Never Land. Halfway across the room. Come on, man. Are you effing kidding me? So it's like, it's a very specific size, and then but it's also a specific thickness. Like, I can't just put another washer in there, because it's going to be probably too thick, and then it's going to make the effing motor bind up. I was hoping to get these motors soldered up tonight. Because I have the race wires on that rig. Oh, fuck, man. Come on. Wait. Did they give you an extra in the box? Of course not. Wait, maybe. Please. Oh! They give you an extra. Fuck yeah. Axis, way to go. I'm just going to look for one more second. Oh, Axis. 10 points, yo. 10 points for you. All right, I'm not looking anymore. Wow. All right, great. Extra washers. You know who doesn't give you extra washers? Brother Hobby in their little package, because that's why I said, no, of course they don't, because I was looking in the Brother Hobby box by accident. Because Brother Hobby doesn't care about your sanity like Axis does. Axis doesn't want you to crawl around on the floor looking for the replacement, looking for the O-ring that you just lost. They just want you to move about your life. All right, hold on. Yikes. See, in my case, it says magnet sweep. Ooh, that's true. That's true. Use this. Use this guy. Here, hold on. Dog, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? This little guy is not big enough. I need like a big magnet. Yeah, this guy's not big enough. It's okay. Yeah, so it's this little washer here. Yeah, there he is. And they even give you an extra O-ring. Look at that tiny little O-ring in there. Yeah. Thank you, Axis. There it is. That's the O-ring. You guys can't see it. Just take my word for it. It's there. All right, let me put these screws away and... Okay. Oh, dog, didn't you just get a bath, dog? Why do you stink so bad? Dog roots around in the backyard and he gets into shit. He stinks, man. Stinky boy. Okay. Here we go. So, pyong! Across the room it goes. Luckily now I know I have 3 more of these washers. All right, so Axis does this interesting thing with their motors that I don't know if I agree with or disagree with, but it's a thing that they do. Where on the inside of the bell here, see that lip around the outside there? See, and like that slot? Look at the Brother Hobby bell. The Brother Hobby bell is like what we would expect. This is like normal. Axis does this weird little groove thing here. And then the top of their stator has a raised part that like kind of rides around in that groove. And what they say is that it makes it more durable. Where the hell is the other stator? Where's the... Oh, it's bolted to the arm. Hold on. It's bolted to the Granderino arm. Hold up. Hold on. Almost there. Okay. All right, so now you compare the tops of the stators. Brother Hobby's on the left this time. See, the top of the Brother Hobby stator is just normal. And the top of the Axis stator is wacky. But yeah, this raised thing rolls around in that indent in the bell. And they say that they do that for better durability. I don't know about that because when like the motor shaft is going to be what bends. Great job, Logitech. Really good job. Really great job with your camera and your software so that when I'm obviously holding 2 things, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. If you bend a motor bell, a motor shaft enough to where that little like tongue and groove or whatever the hell you want to call it setup engages, it's blown up. Like that motor is wrecked. So I don't really know. And my worry with this is that it's going to rub and you're not going to be able to fly the damn thing home. Right? Like if you get into a crash somewhere unrecoverable, I feel like this setup, you're going to be able to fly it home wobbly as hell and like melting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. But I'm not seeing... Well, so let's weigh... You know what we can do? We can weigh the... we can figure out where the extra weight is coming from. Is it from the stator or is it from the bell? Let's see. So the Brother Hobby stator is 9.4 grams. The Axis stator is way heavier. Yeah, 11 grams. These might even be thicker wires. Hold on. They feel like thicker wires. Brother Hobby wires are 24 gauge, which is like normal. That's what I'm used to seeing. The Axis wires are... there's a lot of the weight right there. 20 gauge. So the Axis... Okay, so that's actually nice. What that means is that the Axis motor is actually going to be lighter once I install it on the quad. because I'm going to cut these motor leads down to about here and link it right up to a race wire. So the 2 gram difference in weight is going to get significantly eaten up by the fact that I'm going to cut the majority of this 20 gauge wire out. Interesting that they're using 20 gauge wire. I think that's kind of overkill for a motor of this size, but hey, in theory, the motor manufacturer knows better than me. Axis bell with the washer and the O-ring is 7.3 grams. Brother Hobby bell, 7.0. So that's a lot closer. So yeah, it's the motor wires. The motor wires are why the Axis motor is so much heavier. Interesting that they're doing 20 gauge wire. Pretty much all micro motors are 24 gauge wire. I don't know if I've ever seen any with 20 gauge wire on them. That's that might be a little bit of overkill. Or maybe with a motor like this on a Cinewhoop, maybe you do want the extra thickness. I'm not going to find that out because I already have the motor wires running from the ESC to the LED race wires, and they're probably 24 gauge because I probably cut them off of the Brother Hobby motor. So, yeah. I'm not going to find out. But that's interesting. That is a thing. So I need to push this washer down in here. Instead of having a washer on top, Brother Hobby's got a washer on the bottom, which is fine. I don't think that that's really good or bad. It's just a thing. But yeah, the motor shafts are the same dimensions. What I will say, though, is that the Axis motor shaft layout, where the way that the motor shaft interacts with the bell, I think it looks more durable the way that it's set up. I have a strong suspicion that it will be much more resistant to the motor shaft and bell parting ways, or at least slipping. So I think the Axis motor... I think the Axis motor is going to be the one that kind of gets my nod here, even though it is heavier. It's heavier because of the thicker wire gauge, and that's an easy fix. You should be using race wires anyway, so just run 24 gauge wire from your ESC to your race wire, and then chop these 20 gauge wires down as short as you possibly can, or deal with the extra weight and just feel better in the fact that you've got a thicker motor wire, which could potentially give you a little bit more efficiency at the cost of a little bit more weight. So there you go. There's a little mini review of the Axis 2004. The name of this motor is a little bit nosebleed inducing, let's say. They call it the 204 because God forbid we have an extra zero in there and we name it the way that the entire industry names their motors. Thank you, whoever the hell left T-Motor and went to Axis Power and brought the stupid naming conventions over with them. I'm kidding. Do not. No, thank you. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to put these onto that Cinesplorer and see how they are. The extra 350 kV should really make a nice difference. So cool. That's mailbag for the evening. That's everything that I got. Back into Hummingbird V3 land. What am I doing here? Am I just pulling motors off? I think I'm just pulling motors off, right? I'm just pulling motors off. Here we go. Garrett Jan X says, which motors do you like to run on a 3-inch as the footprint is the same as the holes? What? As the footprint is the same as the holes in your frame, I would say flat and wide. I'm gonna answer the first question. The second question I don't understand. I apologize. Um, the first question is that it depends. There's not just like a set of motors. Um, there are so I on Fiverr, and just if you want to message me and schedule a session, the most valuable thing that I can do for you guys one on one, in my opinion, is something that I call build planning. The beginning of our build planning session, I'm going to take about 15 minutes to just rapid fire questions at you. I have all these questions that I need answered if I'm going to give you a good recommendation for a build. Things like, where do you fly? How do you fly? Who's your favorite pilot? Whose style you like to emulate? What are you doing with the footage? Are you carrying an HD cam? What's the all-up weight of the rig? What's the frame? What's the thickness of the arms? What's the geometry of the frame? There are just so many things that I need to know before I can answer that question, Gert Jan. Because it really does matter. And like, if you ask that question on Facebook Marketplace, nobody will ask you any of those questions. Everyone will just tell you what their favorite 3-inch motor is, and that is completely worthless information. Like, someone else's favorite motor has nothing to do with you. They're a different person than you are. So yeah, don't ask that question on Facebook on Facebook. It's just a total waste of time, and it will lead you to buying a motor that has nothing to do with what the right motor is for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's super tough. I mean, I have 3-inch rigs that run 2004s. I have 3-inch rigs that run 1404s. It completely depends upon a whole bunch of stuff, actually. This wire lead is a little short here. What the hell's going on? I need to take this motor off of here and put it onto a different corner because this one motor lead seems to be a little short. So hold on. This thing is going to be heavier. This thing is going to be heavy with these motors. Okay, come on off of there. So yeah, man, I apologize. I can't give you a good answer to that because I just don't have any of that info. And it's almost impossible. I just can't. I can't sit here on a live stream and ask you all of the questions that I need to know the answers to. It just, yeah, I mean, we'd be sitting here for 15, 20 minutes, just you and I talking, and that's not really fair to anybody else. So I apologize, but yeah, anywhere, I guess what I can say is anywhere from 1404 to, well, I mean, you could even go smaller than that because, like, if it's like a toothpick, you can actually go all the way down to 1204s, and it's still a 3-inch prop. So it really, really, really depends on so many different things. That's better. That's better. Yeah. So what you can do is kind of like look around. I've got loads of live streams with all different builds, and I talk about what motors I've chosen and why I've chosen them, and what sort of like the plan is for with each one of those builds. So if you can, if you fly like me, if you crash like me, if you need the footage to be absolutely buttery smooth so that you can, you know, put it up on a YouTube that's going to get watched by a bunch of people, and you don't want to feel embarrassed by it, then my suggestions are going to be pretty decent, and you can kind of follow right along with what I think is good. If not, hey, what are you doing? Oh, okay, good. It's a bone. I thought he was chewing on something that he shouldn't be chewing on. Yeah, so that's kind of what I can say. Wish I had a more definitive kind of answer for you, but I don't just give answers for the sake of giving answers. Like, I try to give you guys info that is actually going to be good info for you and is going to lead you down a path of having a rig that flies good rather than leading you down a path that makes me more money in affiliate link sales. That's sort of just how I do things around here. And so, yeah, in order to give a proper answer, sometimes I need to have like a whole conversation with you. If you can tell me what like the all up weight is, I can at least somewhere get you in the ballpark. But it's still going to be a real shot in the dark. In fairness. So. CMYK says everyone said magnet sweep before me. Chick with a Stick says, "Can I let go of my wiener now?" For sure. You should use your own judgment on when to let go of your wiener. Don't listen to me. I'm not in control of anybody's wiener, including my own sometimes. All right, last big old heavy 802 30,000 kV motor going on here. And then we got to go into Betaflight, get these spinning in the right direction, and then we can resume the newbie drone Cockroach V3 65mm frame torture testing. Which, man, the torture testing just ratcheted up quite a few notches because these motors are going to add quite a bit of weight. Wait until you see the difference in dry weight with these motors on here now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up into the 21 gram neighborhood, even though I really tried to shorten up these motor leads as much as I could to save some weight on these motors. All right, well, I don't have props on it. That's not going to work. Okay. I'm going to reuse the same propellers. They are not fresh props. I want this thing to have all the same vibrations that it did on the other frame. We are going to go props out. And there we go. Farts! All right, cool. There it is. Let's see what it weighs now. Motors are like such a big chunk of the weight with tiny whoops. Unlike bigger quads. 20.4, 20.5 grams. Not quite 21, but damn, that added more than 1 gram of weight, which is like more than 5%. But yeah, this will put more stress on the frame. So let's see how it handles it. I've now made a massive mess over here. Let's just push this mess aside. Cool, Betaflight. Let's dance. Okay. And there we go. All right, let's move this over here. Ramdongo says, I can't afford bigger FPV stuff at the moment, but interesting to see how the Rosser motors are and which rigs they can fling. Hope the tech washes down to us whoopers if possible. I don't think tiny whoop motors will really be affected for a while. Could be wrong. My guess is, though, that it'll take a long time for any of that tech to get down to tiny whoopville. Motor direction, wizard, start and spin. 3 of the motors aren't spinning. That's not great. What? Hold on. Okay. What the hell? Let's put a fresh battery on here. Oh. Okay. Remember when I was telling you guys about the little adhesive foam feet things? I was wondering if the motor shaft was going to maybe hit the foam feet. On the newbie drone motors, it doesn't. But on these tiny whoop motors, it does. So I am peeling off the little foam landing feet skid things. And then we'll be good to go. Okay. All set now. And here we go. Stop motors, motor direction, I understand. Wizard, start and spin. Hey, nope. Those 3 motors are still not spinning. What the hell is going on here? Why is this? Why are these? What? Bueller? I hurt these motors, did I? What the hell's going on here? Why is it so hard to spin this motor? Two front motors are fine, but the 2 rear motors are very hard to spin. Why? I gotta unplug it from Betaflight. Jesus. It never ends, yo. It never ends. Okay, hold on. I don't understand why the fronts would be fine, but the rears are acting up. There's something that's rubbing or catching or something's going on here. Yeah, right there. There's a ton of resistance. Sometimes you just pull up and down on the bell, maybe? Is that... Seemed like it might have helped a little bit. I guess there's a chance that these motors may have fallen victim to the Ciotti uses too much flux debacle that we had a while ago. I wouldn't think so though, but the thing that I'm checking is to see if the C-clip in here is maybe rubbing on the inside of the frame, but it really, because that's kind of the only thing I can think of, but it really doesn't look like it is. What is going on here? Wow. Wow. What the hell's rubbing? I mean, it kind of has to be that, because nothing else is rubbing on the bell. And the last time I ran these motors, they were completely fine. Oh, man, you know. Sometimes, man. Sometimes. Let me just try it again. I don't... Oh, God. Ugh! All right. Motor 1 is now spinning. 60,000 RPM. Motor 2. 70,000 RPM. So motor 1 is still having major problems. Motor 3. 65,000 kV or RPM. Motor 4. 60,000. All right, so we've got... Yeah, I mean, we've got drastically different RPMs from these 4, but... I'm just going to run them. To hell with it. Motor direction, understand the risks, wizard. Start and spin. Man, the 2 rears just do not want to spin. They are really upset. And without them spinning, I can't tell. Fuck. I can't tell if they're going the right direction or the wrong direction. So... that gets them spinning. Motor 1 is correct. 2 is wrong. 3 is wrong. 4 is right. But the problem is, I in the motor direction wizard, it doesn't... Oh, well, this is good. This works. This one works. This one works. Okay, hold on. Motor 1 is correct. See, this is stupid because you have to have your finger on the... Oh, God. I have to just do this. Hey, there it goes, there it goes. All right, motor 1 is correct. Good. Motor 2 is wrong. Motor 3 refuses to spin. Motor 3 is wrong, though. All right, so 2 and 3 are wrong. Motor 1 is right. 2 is right. 3 is wrong. What the God damn it. This is infuriating. 1 is right. 2 is right. 3 is now right. 4 is now right. I did the exact same thing. You guys saw it. Just gonna let these spin for a second. Battery's down at 3.55. That's fine. Actually, I'm just gonna let the rear one spin. 1 and 3, because they're the ones that are causing issues. So I'm just gonna let them work out whatever bullshit they got going on. These are not the motors that got the flux in them, Brandon, but I have changed the motor connectors on these a bunch of times. So, yeah, they might have been affected. All right, fine. It's done. The motors are spinning the right direction. It doesn't need to have all the power in the world. It just needs to fly for us to continue the main thing that we're trying to do here tonight, which is to test these guys and see if... to test this frame and see if it holds up to absolute chaotic CiottiFPV abuse. Let me make sure I didn't over-discharge this battery. I did not. All right, jeez. Let's try this again. Here we go. I've got a bunch of batteries charged here. Let's start putting them up in the air. Man. Always an adventure. Dog, get your gross bone out of here. Ew. Ew, bro. Ew. Okay. My goggles are off. It's time. All right, ELRS. Hey. Oh my god, it feels awful. It feels terrible compared to the 702s. I guess it's not that bad. Hey. At full throttle, it's okay. Everything other than full throttle, though, it feels fat. Okay, so let's get it done. Oh boy. Okay. It has begun. I wonder what the dog is going to do. Is he going to try to eat this thing or what? What do you want, Teddy? What is your deal? Theodore Barksdale. Are you going to eat me? Or are you going to let me live? He appears to be contemplating that. Look at this thing, Boogie, man. He's 30,000 kV is just outrageous. Uh-oh, where'd he go? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. What's your deal? You gonna try to snatch this thing out of the air? Or are you gonna be cool, buddy? I need to know, because if I crash it, God, I want to do the doggy leg gap so bad right now. Look, I'm all lined up for it. I'm kind of trying to judge and listen for his little feet to see if he's like lunging at it or what the hell he's doing. I'm really sketched out crashing up. Oh, well, where am I? Am I in the dirt? That's dirt, isn't it? That's dirt. No turtle moding in dirt. I must be in the plant. Hold on, be right back. Ugh. Cool with it. He seems cool with it. Alright. He's down here with me now, so in theory, we gonna be alright. Jesus, the trials and tribulations. Oh god, I'm glad it didn't get stepped on just now. Alright, battery's getting a little low. Ah! Much falling down the stairs. Oh boy. Well, he had his chance to eat it just there, and he didn't. Let me hear it. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead. He thought about biting it, I feel like, but he seems okay. Here we go again with the dog being... Oh! The dog being the cutest thing on earth. Oh! Hold on, let me get this battery out of here. We got another second. Hold on. Doggy, where you at? Where you at? What are you gonna do? Oh, he's jumping for it. See, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid he's gonna jump and bite it out of the air, because that's what dogs do. They use their little mouths. Don't bite it. Please, don't bite it out of the air, buddy. Okay? It's not your toy. It's my toy. Oh, man, I can't get the battery unplugged. Urgh! Oh, man, come on. Fucking, sometimes these BT 2.0s just weld themselves on. Jesus. Mutterson says maybe the throttle midpoint is different. Your expo is not quite right. Probably. Yeah. The motor changes always require you to adjust your throttle expo midpoint. That's a really good call. Let's do that in the OSD real quick here. So, all right, frame's fine thus far. Let's keep going here. Back it up, buddy. Back it up. All right, so off on the right side of the screen there, it's at 0 right now. That's my throttle position. No, no, no. So we're just going to cruise around level, and we're going to look at what that number is at. So it seems to be hovering around 30. Yep, 30, 31. This is a dangerous game we're playing with this dog. All right, so then you're going to come into your OSD. You're going to go to Profile, come down to Rate, hit Up to go to the bottom, and then the expo amount is 30, and the midpoint is 42. That's way too high. So let's pull the midpoint down to 32, and that should feel an awful lot better. Although when you change the midpoint like that, it changes the hover point. So he takes those little polite steps backwards. After you come out of the OSD with this newbie drone board, it has a really hard time rebinding, which is kind of interesting. Sometimes it just won't. No, there it goes. Just takes a while. No, no biting. I wanted to go. I'm going under him. I'm doing it. I'm gonna shoot the doggy gap. Relax. No. Don't bite, buddy. See, now look at my throttle though, right? Because I changed that midpoint, it changes your hover throttle. So now it's not quite right again. See how it's 36, 35, 34, 33. So now I got to change it one more time. You almost always need to change that twice, especially if it's off as much as it just was. Rate, hit up, throttle expo 30, throttle mid, let's go to 35, and that'll probably be good. You also want to set that a little bit high so that when you're flying faster, you're going to be using more throttle. It'll be set better for flying faster. God, he's so goddamn cute. He has no idea what to do. He's so confused by it. He lunges and then backs off. Oh, God. Oh, this feels way better. Way, 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 way better. Gotcha. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Look out, buddy. I gotta flip it over. Look out, buddy. Oh, man. Look out, buddy. I don't want to pinch you. There we go. Hey, easy, buddy. No biting. No biting. All right, now he's not up here. I can really go ballistic. Here we go. Oh, okay. That didn't take long. Oh, oof. Let's just go absolutely ham up here. Oh! Stuck to the blind, or not the blinds, the curtains. Oh, God, it's falling out of the air. I think I ran the battery too low. Yeah, 3.44. Shit. Do I have enough to come home? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's broken again. It might just be all haired up because it was... oh, please don't be broken again. One of the motors is not turning... Yeah, let's go get it together, buddy. Let's get it. Me and you. Let's go get it. You be a good boy. Yeah. Doggo cam. Nose. Okay. What's happening, little tiny... I mean, the battery is a little too low. Right rear motor is not spinning at all. Because one of the wires broke off. Well, there you have it, friends. 2 whole batteries worth of durability testing. You know, sometimes durability testing does not go as planned. All right. Well, it hasn't broken yet. It doesn't have a mark on it, and I mean we slammed it pretty good. I'm just gonna have to do this all over again. Once the new 702 29000 gets here, I'll put it back onto those. Oh man, I am furious right now. Yeah, this is a total fail. This is a complete fail. But that's how it goes sometimes. No, we did 3 batteries. Realistically, like 2.5 batteries. But This battery lead is now too short, so I'm gonna have to completely swap this this connector out, and I'm not doing it right now. I'm quite annoyed. You want to eat it, dog? Here, eat it. It's all yours. Good boy. Don't eat it. Can you? No, you want to jump up on me, then you're getting picked up. This is Teddy Spaghetti. We call him that because he's got worms. No, he doesn't have worms. That's it's a Frasier joke, actually. Martin Fraser's dad when he introduces Eddie to Niles, he says, "I call him Eddie Spaghetti," and Niles says, "Oh, why? He likes pasta?" He says, "No, he's got worms." Relax. What are you doing? You little nubtail poking me. No, get out of there. Don't eat the AIOs. Oh, look at the big boy. Look at the big boy standing up on the desk. Oh, God. You don't smell too bad. It's your breath that stinks. Look at these ears, man. Look at these ears. Look at them. They're white on the inside. This dog is just going to have his own guest spot on these live streams. End of every live stream, he's going to be on here. Look how nuts he is. He just doesn't stop. It's just constant. Like right now, he's looking for something to chew on. And it's going to be me. Here comes. Ah! Stop chewing on me. Oh! I'm very annoyed. I'm very, very annoyed that this thing broke twice. And they're both my fault. This lead was too short. Crazy. All right. Well, the Axis Cinematic 2004s seem like they're going to be good. I'm going to get those. I'm going to get those put onto that Cinewhoop, and I'll let you guys know how it is. With this, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for the new 702s to come. I should have like looked at the other ones to make sure that I didn't break the PCBs as badly as as that one. Nah, we good. Yeah, that's the one that's broken. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, it was just when I pulled that. It was just when I pulled that wire. It just broke the PCB that was already weakened. Yeah, the other three are fine. Damn. Well, maybe you learned something. Maybe you didn't. Hopefully, you're not frustrated, like as I am. Ramdago says, lovely, gentle right hook. CMYK says, they really are a solid connection. I developed a callus from iGal flying 20 plus packs a day. What did Justin So say? Those BT2 connectors are the tightest connectors. Yeah, they are too tight. The pin has these concentric circles around it. And it's one of the reasons why they get stuck on there. So it's kind of annoying. I was hoping that the GNB A30s would be a little bit better with that. There haven't been any A30 batteries. I am crossing my fingers for a Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar Gold battery with the A30 connector on it. I think that would be awesome. So yeah, hopefully that's a thing. All right. Thanks for hanging, friends. I'm sorry I'm a little bit like flustered. I'm just very annoyed right now. I'll see you guys on Friday, 7 o'clock. I think Patrick will be here. I think we are going out and flying in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock, and then yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do the news Friday night, but we might just hang out and do some shenanigans. Or he might have to split. He might have to split after we fly. I'm not sure what his schedule's looking like, but yeah. See you again on Friday. I'm gonna try to do a video game stream tomorrow night. We'll see. Be good, friends. Sorry that if you came for the durability testing, that we did almost none of it, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. I try my best. Here comes some more. Well, no, hold on. I'm gonna play. What should I play out on? What do I got? What's this? This is from Rampage. Maybe this is cool. Here's some Rampage flight footage. But then they do this and they come back to life. Oh God. That's not me flying. That's just me. Okay. That's not. Okay. Nope. Yeah, here's a little bit of flying. Be good, friends. Hope your night goes better than mine. Oh, this is also me not flying. This is me trying to fix the quad. Okay, more fixing, more fixing. Okay. Hey! Nope, this is just the quad sitting on the bench. No, oh, there it is. Wow, okay, let's, okay, easy. See you guys Friday. Be good. Jesus. Later.